Jessica Ortega,
Present.
Councilman Ruben Plata,
Present.
Councilwoman Nori Garza, Councilman Alberto Vela.
Here.
Mayor, we established a quorum. We have everyone present.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Pettis, you have the agenda for invocation.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And thank everyone for being here. And just ask everyone to please stand for the invocation pledge of allegiance. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and for the many blessings that you have given us and for the presence of everyone in this meeting. We pray for your guidance and your daily blessings on our discussion. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis. Now, after the presentation, item number one, Mr. Pettis, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We do have representatives from Shareland ISD who would like to present an event that the City of Mission are partnering up with them in assistance, and they would like to comment on that. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, you all have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Pettis. Good afternoon, Mayor, members of the City Commission. My name is Ricky Longoria. I'm a member of the Shareland School Board, but I'm also a citizen of the City of Mission, and certainly a proud one. I'm here today with Dr. Noel Olivera, who is the president of our school board this year, and certainly looking forward to his leadership this particular year. The reason I'm here is really for a couple of reasons. One is to thank you all. We are currently working on a project which it's called the Shareland Prayer Walk. And the Shareland Prayer Walk is going to be held on August 7th. It's supposed to be a walk of approximately 6.5 miles roughly between our Shareland High School Stadium and the Palmhurst Chapel and back. And to give you some background with respect to the walk and why it's even occurring is that if we go back to last year on or about this time, schools were really concerned about what the future held. We were just coming off the month of July. It's really one of the waves that we had within the Rio Grande Valley, and unfortunately the passing of a lot of our community members. And as we as board members sat around trying to think of all the things that we could be doing in order to support our educators, support our community, our children, and our parents, we thought about the idea of taking a pilgrimage to the San Juan Shrine on our own for the purposes of just gathering in prayer in hopes that God oversees not just our district, but all educators and all children and all community members during that time. And we took that walk and was very well received by our community. The Monitor ran an article about it. And since that time, actually, people have not forgotten. In fact, we asked community members about it today, and they seem to still remember that effort that we did. And so seeing the community support for an effort like that, we went ahead and thought about growing that particular walk to encompass the entire community, to include all school districts within the City of Mission and also districts even that adjoin Shareland ISD. And so we reached out to Randy, you're obviously the city manager, and we presented him with the idea of trying to do something bigger, something bolder, but certainly being cognizant of the safety situation that may occur. We all try walking to the shrine. Once we presented our idea to Mr. Pettis, I will tell you that he was 110% behind our effort. He recognizes that our community is a faith-based community and made up of various faiths. And I think he understood, as I hope you all understand, that as we open up schools this particular year, we are still faced with the same challenges. Certainly, as you know, COVID is on the rise within our community. We are being asked to open our doors. The state is mandating that we open our doors to all kids, and all kids, irrespective of the district that they're in, will be required to attend classes in this upcoming year. So we sit back again and reflect about, well, how can we walk the walk, if you will, and show our educators within our community that we care, and certainly they have our blessing as we all try to navigate. It seems like every day is uncharted waters, whether it's next month or even the next quarter. And so again, my purpose to y'all was, again, to explain to you what our goal is and what we're trying to achieve. Mayor, we're hoping that you'll spend a couple of minutes with us that morning prior to the blessing of the walkers. Mr. Plata, I understand that you have committed to walk, whether it's the entire 6 miles or half, but we will certainly take any support that you and then the other council members will provide us. But at the end of the day, we can't do this without the city's help to keep us safe and to coordinate also with the city of Palmhurst in order that we can make this a safe journey for everybody. So thank you for recognizing our challenges. It is to be held on August 7th. We are to be meeting at the Shareland High School Stadium. And we hope to start the blessings, if you will, about 7:30 and certainly depart no later than 8. We appreciate and understand how hot it has been getting lately and how I think by about 11 o'clock, we're getting close to 90 degrees. And one of the things that the city is providing, and certainly we're asking for, is that they provide EMTs and bicycles in order that we keep our community members safe throughout this process. I really believe that our community will appreciate, if you will, the effort that we all are doing. And again, this is an effort that maybe have originated with Shareland, but it's not just Shareland. It is all educators, Mission ISD, and also surrounding district as well. I didn't know if Dr. Olivera had.
So eloquently stated by Mr. Longoria, you're all invited.
Thank you, Dr. Olivera. So thank you all. Randy, we'll continue to communicate with you as we get closer to the date and coordinate. I know you continue to reach out to the city of Palmhurst and work with the chief in order to make this a really successful event. So thank you all for your time and support, and hope to see some of you all out there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Presentation number 2, Ms. Enriquez, you have the floor, ma'am. If you're on Zoom, please connect.
Yes. Hi, good evening, Mayor and City Council. Wonderful things happening here in the Chamber World and Tourism. So tomorrow we're excited. We have a grand opening and ribbon cutting happening for South Texas Health Systems Clinics Family Medicine. It's going to be here in Sherry. So I know the mayor is going to join us tomorrow. So if anyone else is welcome to join us, we'd love that. So on Tuesday, we do have some business development and educational seminars. Tuesday, it's an e-commerce roadmap with our partners at the SBDC. So anyone who's interested in getting their business electronically on the web, please join us for that seminar happening tomorrow. On Thursday, we also have a payroll compliance educational webinar with this SBDC as well. Our hotel occupancy admission, the numbers are in. So for the month of June, we are at 80.2% out of 100. You compare that to last year for the month of June, that was 40.3% out of 100. So we're doing really good. Year to date, we are at 76.2% out of 100%. And compared to last year's, the hotel occupancy revenues was 45.2% out of 100%. So our hoteliers and our hotel partners, Airbnbs, are doing fantastic. So we're really excited. But more wonderful things is coming from the Discover mission this upcoming fiscal year. And lastly, board elections will go out next week. So members of the chamber will have until August 31st to submit their ballot. And we are looking for 2 new positions for our board of directors. And that is all I have this evening, Mayor and Council.
Thank you, Ms. Enriquez. Any questions toward the chamber?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, presentation number 3, departmental reports. Council, they're in your packet right now. And Mr. Perez is ready and to be able to answer any other questions or have his staff answer questions.
I'm going to for the reports as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the departmental reports as presented. And this I open it for final discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0 for item 3 and asking for item number 4. Ms. Carrillo, do we have anybody signed up for citizens participation?
Yes, Mayor, we do. Our first citizen is Mr. Mike Silva.
Mr. Silva, your name and your address for the record, sir. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Michael Silva, 2118 East 27th Street, Mission, Texas. Mayor, City Council, thank you for allowing me to speak for you today. There's many people in the audience that were not privileged for the workshop that was just held here, and many of us weren't having the privilege to speak under public comment, and now is the time to bring these things up. Many here will wanted to speak, and there'll still be some here, but we want to let you all know that the possible implementation of fire EMS is only for secondary response. I want to be clear, this is not a union matter, it's a City of Mission Fire Department matter. This is also not about Medcare, it's about our community. This is the time the city should invest and secure its services through the fire department. We're good stewards of the community, and we always will be. We appreciate the time you've also taken to consider the plan, and we look forward to working with you to answer any other questions. But let's get to the reality. For many years, the City of Mission has kicked the can down the road when dealing with EMS service. I asked this question to our city officials here. If you say it's not the right time now, when is the right time? It is our hope that you have the best interests of our citizens just like we do. Putting personal friendships and politics aside, implementing fire-based EMS is good for the City of Mission and our community. This implementation is about being secondary, not primary. On a professional and personal level, we know the experience our staff has witnessed every day on the front lines. Just in recent weeks, a police officer had to transport a stabbing victim to a hospital because we had no units available. If allowed, the fire department could have responded and transport to that individual to the hospital. Years from now, when we all retire, who better than your firefighters to take care of your city? We know firsthand around the state and even here in the Rio Grande Valley, cities are moving forward with their own fire department. South Padre Island, Westerco, Brownsville, Mercedes, Palmview have all transitioned. We can all sit back and do nothing, or we can all move forward and provide good quality service to our community. It's about the quality of life and what we can do better to improve our service. The city has strived on providing good service, and I appreciate that. So here's our chance. In closing, I leave you with this. What if it was one of your family members? What if it's one of our own? This city council won't always be around, but your fire department will. Any organization has to have long-range plan, including ours. Again, we ask for your support and the implementation of fire EMS secondary response. Working together, we can build a stronger mission. Thank you.
Second person,
Yes, we have Mr. George Flores.
Mr. Flores, you have the floor, sir. Name and address for the record, please.
Jorge Flores, 2211 East 19. Mayor, City Manager, Council. Gus, thank you for this opportunity to speak in front of you. I'm a firefighter, licensed paramedic. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a citizen of Mission. No, my family lives here. My parents still live there off of First and Slave. My brother lives off of Inspiration and numerous family members throughout the city. I love this city, and I think it's something that is long overdue. No, we need to implement fire-based EMS, and a lot of the focus from the workshop was on calls. And basically what we need to implement is a contingency plan. We have our contracted primary provider, which have served the city great, but we need a contingency plan for those instances where they get inundated and the citizens of Mission continue to have emergencies. But there's additional benefits to having, fire-based EMS, having that resource available within, our department. We just heard a gentleman up here about having some event and needing EMS standby. We can provide that, without, affecting the 911 primary response. And we have numerous events throughout the city where we can be utilized. We can be utilized, establishing, care for our firefighters at incidents, establishing rehab stations. So there's additional benefits to having this contingency plan in place, having this service being provided by our fire department. And ultimately, it may require the combination of this third-party contracted provider and a fire-based EMS system that will be the highest quality of care for our citizens. And I think we deserve that. Our families deserve that. The citizens of Mission deserve that. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well, number 3,
Yes, sir. I have Mr. Beto Juarez.
Mr. Juarez, please approach the bench, please, and you have the floor. Name and address for the record.
Good afternoon,
You have
Mayor,
3
City
minutes.
Council. Thank you. My name is Alberto Juarez. I am employed with the City of Mission Fire Department. I am a firefighter paramedic on staff with them. I come to talk to you about continuing as far as the subject on starting our fire-based EMS as a backup provider for the City of Mission. I believe that is very, very important. Counting firsthand, being to calls where I have to be waiting and my patient, one account being that they've been unresponsive, and it took it as a matter of 20 minutes to 30 minutes for an ambulance to get there, being Medicare EMS. Not taking away anything from them. They provide at times best service, but we have to look into the aspect of as the vested interest of our citizens. I was a former citizen of the City of Mission, but I do have my parents and family here that do live in here. So I do have a vested interest in that. Not only that, I've been a volunteer as well. Prior to my full-time employment with the City of Mission as well for 10 years. So I've seen a number of time of calls where it is important to have someone there, right? Because we have to empathize that maybe it might be one of us that needs that time, right? And what more important is to have the great staff of the Mission Fire Department as well. So I look forward that hopefully with the workshops coming, we have great administrative staff as well as my fire chief to go inside and work together to come up with some type of solution moving forward to build a project and a great fire department, fire-based EMS. So thank you. This is all that I have at this time, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
I don't have any other person that has signed up.
Do we have anybody in electronics?
No, Mayor.
And anybody, Alex? I will close citizens participation section on the presentation and call for the public hearings and planning and zoning recommendations on item number 5. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item number 5 is a rezoning for Lot 6, Block 75, Mission Original Town Site. This is from R1 Single Family Residential to C2 Neighborhood Commercial. And this is city initiated. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located near the northeast corner of West 4th Street and Cummings Avenue along the north side of 4th Street. Surrounding zones include single-family residential to the north and east, public to the west, agricultural to the south. Existing land uses include single-family residential to the north and east, a canal to the west, the reservoir to the south, and there's an existing commercial building at the site. The future land use map shows this area as low-density residential. In 2006, the city initiated a series of mass rezonings for this different areas. They were zoned from light industrial, general commercial, neighborhood commercial, duplex, fourplex to single-family residential. The purpose for this was to address concerns from residents in regards to multiple apartments being built within the downtown area. Staff acknowledged that there has been an existing building on this property and has been used as commercial since 1974. Since the business was closed for more than 6 months, it loses the grandfather status, therefore the need for the rezoning. P&Z has approved 2 similar requests for lot 6, block 79, and for lots 5 and 6 in block 12 of the original town site for this same reason. Staff and P and Z recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? Anybody in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I don't see anybody from the audience approaching the podium, so I'm going to ask for the electronic. Is there anybody in electronics? Alex? No. I'm going to be closing this public hearing for the rezoning and requesting direction from the council.
I move for approval as presented, Mayor.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. And this I open it for final discussion by any of the council members.
And there's an ordinance number.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Ordinance 5051 is approved 5-0. And I will open for item number 6, a rezoning public hearing. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 6 is a rezoning for lots 1 and 2 by Hermoso Estates. This is from C2 Neighborhood Commercial to C3 General Business. The applicant is Georgina Villarreal. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. There's also a petition that was submitted with 29% in opposition to this request. Therefore, a 4-fifths vote would be required for this particular item. The subject site is located on the northeast corner of Benson Palm Drive and Mile 1 South. Surrounding zones, there is no zoning to the west. It belongs to the county and agricultural to all other directions. The existing land uses include single-family residential to the east and west and open acreage to the north and south. The site is currently vacant. The future land use map shows this area as low-density residential. Though the subject property shows it as low density, a commercial rezoning seems reasonable due to the lot adjacencies to 2 collector streets. And a C2 zone lends themselves to be within near residential areas. However, staff recalls that in January 2018, P&Z considered a conditional use permit for a drive-through store for this property. During that public hearing, there was a substantial amount of opposition. Their concerns were in regards to the site is not currently suited for commercial. It would create additional traffic, thievery in the area, and security concerns. We did have opposition during our P&Z meeting. Staff is recommending denial. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
Planning and zoning also recommended denial.
Yes, planning and zoning and P&Z.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this rezoning? If you're in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. Pásele para acá, para el podium, delos el nombre de su domicilio y tiene 3 minutos.
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Georgina Villarreal. Mi dirección es 1402 Anita Avenue, Mission, Texas. Soy residente de Mission desde hace 20 años. Nosotros proponemos, lo que queremos hacer es, en los lotes de 1 y 2, hacerlo rezoning porque en el 2 no entra a poner un taller. Pero la gente, o sea, las personas alrededor a lo mejor piensan que es un taller muy grande o que vamos a obstruir su medio ambiente, que vamos a, ¿cómo le dijera? Ellos dicen que vamos a interferir en su tranquilidad. Pero no, al contrario, vamos a, por decir, el taller que nosotros queremos poner es algo mediano, bien hecho. Es como queremos aplicar para sacar la State Inspection, pues para sacar lo que se necesita para sacar las licencias, las placas de los autos. Puede ser también si les fallan los frenos, arreglar los frenos, una luz, o esto o otro. O sea, no es algo que ellos te va a hacer algo que va a interferir en la comunidad, que va a haber mucho tráfico. Ellos quieren que no interferamos. Tienen animalitos ahí alrededor de ellos. Tienen un área grande que tienen área verde, tienen sus animalitos. O sea, no vamos a interferir en eso. Vamos a respetar los horarios que ellos piden, que sea de 8 a 5, puede ser de 9 a 5, de 9 a 6, pero ellos quieren de 8 a 5. No vamos a interferir tampoco en eso. conservamos tenemos el terreno de nosotros, tiene 2 árboles muy grandes, se van a quedar, que son área verde. O sea, no vamos a destruir ni a interferir con ellos en su tranquilidad. Porque sabemos nosotros que el RV Park está como a 150 pies del terreno de nosotros. Eso es lo que yo quería expresarme, ¿verdad? Que ellos entendieran que no estamos interfiriendo en su hábitat.
Okay,
Gracias.
gracias. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the rezoning? If anybody is in the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to move it to electronics and Charlie. No, I'm going to be closing this public hearing and asking for guidance from the council.
Move to approve the denial was presented by the recommendation.
We have a motion to approve the planning and zoning and staff
Second.
recommended denial.
Second.
And we have a second, and this I open it for discussion for any of the council member in case there's any question.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What was that percentage on that,
29
29%
in opposition.
in opposition? It's almost 30% of the people around.
Well, actually, it was one owner, he owns a substantial, which is South Country Corral.
Oh, I see.
So they own the majority of the land in that,
Oh,
in the vicinity.
okay.
Does the applicant know, and it has been explained to them that they have a C2 zoning already?
Yes. The
And
only-
what they can do with the C2 zoning?
The only thing they are allowed to do offices, which they want to do, but the only thing that doesn't allow it is the mechanic shop. That requires a C3, and that's why they're trying to rezone the land for the
Right.
mechanic shop.
But you know what you can do with a C2.
Yes, she knows.
Any other questions? I'm gonna call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign?
No.
You oppose?
I'm,
Yeah, and I oppose also. So passes 3-2 for you. Huh?
So when you said 29%, that was how long ago?
The reason.
Right now?
Yes.
But it's from this letter that we have here in the packet.
Yes.
That was reading.
So you need 4 votes to pass,
Yeah.
Yes.
So either way, then.
but you need 4 votes to pass the approval. But I made a recommendation to deny.
That's correct.
So I would need to,
You only need a 3-2 to approve the recommendations.
so right nowadays, how do you vote?
She voted for, but you need to rescind, she'll need to rescind her vote.
No, you voted for to deny or?
Yes, to deny.
So the motion passes.
The motion passes. You still have,
Or then-
you still have time to rescind your vote if you
Can
want
I hear
to.
it from the council lady,
Yeah.
what she voted?
Uh-huh.
That's my clarification from the chair. I did not know what. what
Yeah,
did
I'm
you
gonna
vote?
rescind my motion and go with Nate.
I'll
What was Nate?
rescind. too.
So that's 3.
I'll go with Nate. Rescind my motion or my
So-
second.
So that's 4.
I'm really confused.
Okay.
Because
So
we're
that-
going to
no.
deny it.
So that's 4. So the denial vote fails. Now we need a motion to overturn the
Okay, so-
recommendation of the board.
So the denial is denied 4-1. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'll entertain a motion
To allow the rezoning.
to approve the rezone.
No, that's not. No. Gus, can you go over that again?
Mr. Plata gave a motion and was seconded to deny or basically go with the recommendation of the board to deny the rezoning. And that ultimately failed 4-1. So now the mayor is asking for a motion to overturn the board and approve the rezoning.
Right now, I'm totally, really confused. Ruben, what were you trying to accomplish?
go with board,
recommendation of the planning and zoning board.
Which was to deny the C3 zone and for it to remain the C2?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I did not understand that. Then that's, I would like for it to remain C2 as well.
so then it was what Plaza said.
Huh?
That's why I looked at both of you. I'm like,
So,
It's
can
been,
can I have a motion so we can vote?
since
My motion.
since Mr. Vela and Ms. Ortega has rescinded, then that vote fails. So you can make the same motion if you want. Or vote to,
But
No, but we have to
Mr.
vote both to deny.
Mr. Martinez. Just for equal clarification. If it passed the denial 4-3, wouldn't that be approval for the C3?
if it passed the denial, the vote,
That's a 4-3. that's a
Yes.
4-3 vote. I mean, a 4-1 vote.
Sir,
No, then we need to make a motion.
so the motion would be to deny the request if that's the wish of the Mr. Plata to the rezoning, yes.
the rezoning.
The motion to deny the rezoning from a C2 to C3,
Yeah, because I clearly say my
Because
motion is
I
to
don't-
approve
the denial,
the
yes. sir.
denial of the planning and zoning board. In other words,
I didn't
I
hear that.
agree with them.
Yes, I understand your position, but what I don't understand is now that we have to do another motion because we've never done another motion.
Well,
before.
because Ms. Ortega and Mr. Vela rescinded their votes. So basically, it went to the denial of what was thought to be Mr. Plata's motion. So now we're starting all over again, Mayor. If you can just say what you wish to do in terms of the rezoning.
Okay. So what's your motion, Mr. Rivera?
I think just leave it at C2 up.
I second that motion for the property to remain at C2.
Is that your motion?
Yes.
Okay,
And I'm seconding that.
okay. We have a motion to keep the C2 rezoning. And this I open it for final discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, and I vote against it. So the denial is upheld 4-1 for the record. Now, I don't know what we're gonna do with that lot in the corner, the corner to the Benson, but I guess they can do a C2.
Well,
Whatever.
it is currently zone C2.
Okay. Now I'll call for item number 7. It's a public hearing, rezoning. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 7 is a rezoning for a 2.90 acre tract out of a 5.39 acres tract of land out of lot 173 Johnny Sherry subdivision. This is from agricultural to C3 general business. The applicant is Kyle R. Burns, Burns Income Properties LTD. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located 200 feet north of East Interstate Highway 2 along the west side of Corner Street. Surrounding zones include single-family residential to the north, agricultural to the east and west, and general business to the south. Existing land use are vacant to the north, east, and west. To the south is commercial. The site currently has a parking area with a portable building. The future land use map shows this area as heavy commercial. The proposed zone complies with the city's future land use map and surrounding land uses. Planning and zoning and staff recommended approval. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the rezoning? Anybody from the audience at this time, please address the podium. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask for electronics. Nobody from electronics. I'm going to close this public hearing, item number 7, and ask for guidance from the council.
I move for approval.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this will open up for final discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 5052 is approved 4-0. And I'm calling for item number 8. It is a public hearing. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 8 is a conditional use permit for 2 drive-through service doors For the Health Nut, this is for 301 East Expressway 83, being Lot 4, El Pueblo number 1 subdivision. It's currently zoned general business, and the applicant is Joaquin Peña. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located approximately 840 feet off of Conway Avenue along the north side of Frontage Road. The applicant leases a 360 square foot building for a health nut business with drive-through service door. The service doors are along the east and west side of the building, allowing for stacking for approximately 8 vehicles. The applicant proposes for the customers to place their order on the east side of the building and wrap around to the west side for pickup. The existing parking space would be relocated if the conditional use permit is approved. Days and hours of operation are Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. He is proposing to have 4 employees, 2 per shift or 3 depending on the day. Parking is held in common. Staff and P&Z recommended approval for a period of 1 year to assess this new operation, compliance with building, landscaping, fire sign, and health codes, and the acquisition of a business license. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? Anybody from the audience at this time, please approach the podium. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask for electronics. We have nobody on electronics, so I'm going to close this public hearing for the conditional use permit and ask for guidance from the council. Council?
Mayor, I move for approval. I'd like to see a 2-year permit.
Okay.
I believe that he's got at least one other store like this in the city, right?
Yes, on 3 Mile Line. And
So he's been in business for a while, so I'd like to see a 2-year.
Your motion is recognized, Ms. Gatsa, with a 2-year permit. And do I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. A motion carries and ordinance 5053 is approved 5-0. And I'm calling for item number 9, conditional use permit. This is a public hearing. Ms. De Luna, you have the floor.
item number 9 is a conditional use permit for drive-through service window for Dak Snacks at 810 North Schubach Road, Suite D. This is Lot 1, Sylvia Plaza subdivision. The property is currently zoned C2 and the applicant is Cristina Salazar. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located at the northeast corner of Schubach Road and Business 83. There's an existing 24 by 35 snack shop with a drive-through service window. Access to the site is provided off of Schubach Road with a 45-foot driveway. There have been several different CUP approvals for the use of this drive-through in the past under different operators. The most recent approval came in May 2018. Since this is a new applicant, she would like to get her own permit. The service window is located approximately 15 feet from the corner of the building, which provides stacking for approximately 2 vehicles. Days and hours of operation are Monday to Sunday from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. She has 4 employees. The parking is held in common with the other buildings. Staff is recommending approval for a period of 1 year to assess the operation, compliance with building, landscaping, fire, sign code, health codes, and the acquisition of a business license. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? Anybody from the audience would like to speak in favor or against, please address the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time. Therefore, I'm going to move it to electronics. Charlie, we have no electronics. Alex, I will close this public hearing and open it for any council direction.
Move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion on the floor to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. Call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 5054 is approved 4-0. And I'm calling for item number 10. This is a public hearing. Ms. DeLuna, you have the floor.
Item number 10 is a conditional use permit for a restaurant and selling on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages on a property zone C2 neighborhood commercial. This is for El Puerto del Tío Jerry Seafood Restaurant located at 4009 North Inspiration Road. Legal is Lot 9, Block 5, Taurus Estate, Subdivision Number 9, Phase 1. Gerardo Chapa Jr. is the applicant. If the council is inclined to approve this item, and adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located on the northwest corner of Inspiration Road and Azalea Street. The applicant has designated an 802 square foot area within the building for his family-oriented seafood restaurant. He is proposing to have 7 tables with 4 chairs each for a total of 28 seating spaces. Customer can access the restaurant through the supermarket or a separate entrance towards the back of the building. The site has a 30-foot access point off of Inspiration Road and a 24-foot access to an alley off of Azalea. Days and hours of operation proposed are Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. He's proposing to have 8 employees in different shifts. The number of parking spaces required for this building is 12. The applicant is providing 24 spaces, therefore compliance staff and P&Z recommended approval for a period of 2 years to assess this new operation, at which time he would need to renew his TABC license and CUP permit. They must comply with fire, health, building, and sign code requirements, acquisition of a business license, and an enclosed dumpster. Staff did receive a petition. It actually in favor of the request. The only concern the petition has was the enclosure of the dumpsters. So that is one of the requirements. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? If there's anybody from the audience at this time, please approach the podium. I don't see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to move it to electronics. No. I am going to close this public hearing and ask for guidance from the council.
I move for approval as presented.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second to approve as presented. And this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 5055 is approved 5-0. And I'm calling for item number 11. Ms. DeLuna, you have the floor.
Item number 11 is a conditional use permit to place a mobile food truck. This is for tacos, hamburguesas, and cerveza by Ricardo's Restaurant. This is at 2224 East Business Highway 83. This is a tract of land containing 1.8 acre of land, being part of portion of Lot 204 Johnny Sherry subdivision. The property is currently zoned C4 heavy commercial, and the applicant is Esperanza Serna. If the council is inclined to approve this item, and adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located on the southwest corner of Glenwood Avenue and East Business Highway 83. The primary business is Ricardo's Restaurant. The applicant wishes to place a mobile food trailer on the southwest corner of the property. Access to the site is from 2 24-foot driveways off of Business Highway 83. The hours of operation would be Monday to Saturday from 4 to 11. They're proposing 3 employees. Parking will be utilizing the 30 parking spaces within the restaurant. Staff knows that Mr. Cavazos is the property owner and is proposing this food truck park for the near future, but he would like to see how this food truck will work. Ms. Serna would like to offer sell of beer if this conditional is approved, but she will be starting the process if this conditional use permit is approved. PNC and staff recommended approval for a period of 1 year. Compliance with all city codes, including health and fire and TABC requirements, and comply with landscaping regulations and obtain a business license. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? Anybody from the audience, please approach the podium at this time. I do not see anybody approaching the podium at this time, so I'm going to ask electronics. Nothing. I am closing this public hearing and asking for guidance approval.
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. In this, I open it for discussion.
Mayor, I have a question. for
Go
you.
ahead, ma'am. You have the floor.
So the Planning and Zoning Board is ready for a second food park in Mission? Is that what I'm understanding?
Actually, this area was already, they had already applied for a food park in this area. But his permit expired because you're supposed, conditional use permit is only good for 1 year. So he had already applied for it and it was approved. So he's trying to restart the process.
That was like how long ago?
That was
Before-
about
Before
2
this?
to 3 years. Yeah.
Any other question? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign.
Nay.
Uh, the motion passes. Ordinance 5056 is approved 4-1. And I'm calling for item number 12. Mr. Luna, you have the floor.
Item number 12 is a conditional use permit. This is for a guest pool house on property zone large lot, single family residential. This is for 1204 Frio Drive. This is lot 70, Los Jardines de Cimarron subdivision. The applicant is Eddie Betancourt. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance will be needed. The subject site is located at the southwest corner of Frio Street and Beco Street. The owner is requesting a conditional use permit for the construction of the guest/pool house. The proposed guest house and pool house and gazebo will have a total of 1,600 square feet. It will primarily consist of 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and a gazebo with an outdoor kitchen. Pool houses are allowed in a large lot, single family, as long as they apply for a conditional use permit and as long as they comply with its conditions. The lot needs to be a minimum of 12,000 square feet. It cannot be made available for use of lease, rent, hire, or the owner of such use may not receive remuneration for the use of the above. Proposal must be clearly secondary to the primary residence, shall not have access to a public street, shall not have separate kitchen area or utilities, build a 4-foot sidewalk along Frio Street. Both lots need to be fenced in as one. The lot is a little under half an acre and all building setbacks will be met. The pool must be connected to the same water and electrical meters. No separate utilities will be allowed. P&Z and staff recommended approval, subject to no separate utility and electrical connections, transferability to other future owners imposing the same conditions imposed for this applicant, not to be used for rental purposes. This is a conditional use permit. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the conditional use permit? Please approach the bench at this time if you're in the audience. If not, I'm going to ask for electronics. Nobody from electronics. I'm going to close this public hearing and ask for guidance from the council.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open up for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and ordinance 5057 is approved 5-0. And I will be calling for consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the council member requests an item to be removed and considered separately. The city council may take various actions, including but not limited to rescheduling an item in its entirety for a future date or time. The city council may elect to go into executive session on any item, whether or not such item is posted as an executive session item at any time during the meeting when authorized by the provision of the Open Meetings Act. Consent agenda item 13, 14, 15 includes resolution 1738, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, 27, and 28. Any items that the council wants to pull out?
Yes, Mayor, I have a couple of questions on item 18,
Okay, item 18,
21, and 26,
18, 21,
and 26.
and 26. Okay. Any other? Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
So move.
We have a Motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any final discussion? Anybody to pull out numbers? Any of the council, any of the agenda? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-1 for item 13, 14, item 15, resolution 1738, 16, 17, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, and 28. I will be calling for item number 18 at this time.
Mayor and Council, I'm here before you to present item number 18, authorization to solicit for bids for the replacement of roof replacement for the Mission Fire Department's substation number 4. The project consists of complete removal and replacement. Staff and city manager recommend approval. Any questions?
Yeah, my only question is this gonna interrupt the daily operations of?
No, basically, when the damage was with Hurricane Hannah, repairs were done and we continue operations. Basically, it might be some modified response from the rear when they're working on the front portion of the roof.
Okay. You're prepared to make the adjustments?
Yes.
Okay. That's all. I
Any
have.
other questions?
Any other questions from the council?
No, ma'am.
I move
Okay,
for
what are the
approval.
wishes of the council?
I move for approval.
Second.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed?
Thank you.
It's 4-1.
4-0.
Oh, sorry, 4-0. Then we go to number 21, authorization to solicit proposals for depository bank services. Ms. Vela?
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. This is a current contract is with Texas National Bank, which terminates at the end of November. And as per our investment policy, we should go out for depository contract every 4 years. The staff and city manager are recommending approval.
Okay,
So my only question on this one is, and it's probably an obvious answer, but Texas National Bank will be allowed to. Yes. To resubmit a proposal. Yes. And any
banks.
other bank, yes. Okay, that was it.
Any other questions from the council? Okay, what are the wishes of the council?
I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. 4-0.
Thank you.
Motion passed. Okay. Next is item number 26, authorization to solicit bids for the enhanced lighting project at the Mission Event Center. Ms. Lerma?
Yes, good afternoon, council. So this is the enhanced lighting project that we have been discussing. We've been meeting with the Texas Citrus Fiesta Board for several months now. And this was a discussion that we needed to undertake this particular project to be able to host their annual pageant that we have been doing at the local high school. And last year, they went to a neighboring community. And so we felt that it was very, very important for us to be able to be competitive in not only to the Texas Citrus Fiesta, but to other events in our community, much like these. And so it's time for us to take on this project. We've met with the architect and we've met with the Texas Citrus Fiesta board, and we all seem to agree that this is a project that we can undertake at this time. The estimated cost of this project is $125,000.
What are the wishes of the council?
I move for approval as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 4-0.
Thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Lerma.
Number 29.
Huh?
29.
Yeah, now we go to approvals and authorizations. Number 29, Homestead Extension Variance. Ms. Susie?
Number 29 is a homestead exemption variance. This is for an acre, 1 acre tract of land out of the east 126.41 feet out of lot 97. Shareland Orchards. This is currently zoned large lot, single family. The applicant is Cynthia and Eloy Benavides. The subject site is located 445 feet west of Sherry Road along the north side of Scout Lane. The council, on November 10, 2014, approved an ordinance for homestead exemptions to allow property owners some various waivers to the city subdivision requirements if and only if the lot is being proposed for the applicant's personal single-family residence. In this case, the applicant would like to construct his home. They will be complying with city water, city sewer. Staff and P&Z recommended approval subject to compliance with all homestead exemption variance requirements. This is not a public hearing. This item is now before you.
Thank you. I move for approval as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 4-0, motion passes. Next, number 30, Ms. Susie.
Item number 30 is a preliminary replat approval for lot 138 and 130B. This is a replat of lots 130, 131, and 132, Mountain View subdivision phase 1. This is a 0.68 acre tract of land, more or less, consisting of all of lots 130, 131, and 132 of Mountain View subdivision phase 1. The property is currently zoned single-family residential. The developer is Cesar and Michelle Elizondo, Narciso Salinas, and the engineer is Salinas Engineering. This is located on the northwest area of Ramirez Street and Apnes Avenue. They are proposing converting 3 residential lots into 2. They're making them bigger. They're making them into 14,000 and 15,000 square foot lots. Utilities are all in compliance. Staff is recommending approval subject to compliance with all typical format findings. This is not a public hearing. This item is now before you.
Number 30, Mayor. 30.
Number 30, Mayor.
We went and finished.
Okay,
Mayor, put the number to approve.
okay, I have a motion on the floor.
Second.
A second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Calling for item number 31. Chief Dominguez, you have the floor.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Item number 31 is authorization to re-enter into a memorandum of understanding for the Educational Resource Officer Program between the City of Mission and Mission CISD for the 2020-2021 school year. A total of 7 officers will be assigned to the ERO program. The agreement will be in effect from August the 9th, 2021 to May 27th, 2022, a total of 172 days. The amount of the interlocal agreement or the MOU is $401,762.20. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
How many officers? 7?
7, yes, sir.
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and it's open for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 31 is approved 5-0, Chief. And calling for item number 32, Chief, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Item 32 is authorization to enter into a memorandum of understanding for the ERO program between the City of Mission and Shareland Independent School District for the 21-22 school year. A total of 6 Mission police officers will be assigned to the ERO program. The agreement will be in effect from August the 16th of 2021 through May 26th of 2022, total of 179 days. The agreement is for $379,920.35. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this is open for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 33, correction, 32 is approved, 5-0, Chief, and you have item 33. Chief, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Item 33 is authorization to extend the line of duty illness leave for Mission Police Lieutenant pursuant to Texas Government Code 143.073. The police department is requesting approval to extend the line of duty illness leave for the Mission Police Lieutenant pursuant to this section under the Texas Government Code. This section permits a police officer to a leave of absence for an illness or injury related to a person's line of duty with full pay for a period up to 1 year if necessary. At the end of the year, the municipality's governing body may extend the line of duty illness at full or reduced pay. I'm recommending to do it at full pay up to 6 months. Hopefully, he'll be back before the end of the 6th month, but I'm requesting that we extend it up to 6 months at 100%.
I move for approval.
We
Second.
have a motion and a second and to approve it as presented by the chief. Needs to open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Item number 33 is approved 5-0. And going to item number 34, Chief, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Item 34 is approval of an ordinance providing for a three-way stop intersection at Holland Avenue and Barnes. The Mission Police Department received a request for a three-way stop intersection at Holland Avenue and Barnes from a resident 800 Barnes. In addition, Traffic Safety Committee members received several complaints about the current signage at the intersection. On July 20th, 21, the Traffic Safety Committee reviewed the request and recommended the implementation of a three-way stop intersection. Staff and city manager recommend approval of this three-way stop sign.
I move for approval.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this is open for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 5058, Chief, is approved 5-0.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm calling for item number 35. Chief, you have the floor.
Item 35 is approval of the implementation of speed humps on Nicole Drive between Sherry Road and Taylor in accordance with the City of Mission Code of Ordinance Division 5 speed humps. The Mission Police Department has received numerous complaints of vehicles traveling at high rate of speeds on Nicole Drive between Sherry and Taylor Road, making it unsafe for residents. A petition was signed by the residents of the neighborhood requesting speed humps. After review by the City Mission Planning Department found that over 66% of the residents are in favor of the installation of the speed humps on their street. On July 26, 2021, the Traffic Safety Committee met and recommended the installation of the speed humps. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move for approval.
We have a motion
Second.
on the floor and a second, and this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 35 is approved 5-0, Chief. And I'm calling for item number 36. Mr. Pettis, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item 36 is the presentation of the preliminary budget for fiscal year 2021-2022. As per our city charter, the city manager between 60 to 90 days prior to the beginning of each fiscal year shall submit to City Council a proposed budget in which the budget shall provide a complete financial plan for the fiscal year. As discussed in the workshop, in the City Council workshop, we are scheduling a second workshop for the council on the 13th of Friday, August 13th. Of course, our preliminary budget looks at approximately about 144,666,000 for total of all funds. That is our preliminary budget. It will be available for the public to view. We will be setting up public hearings after this. So it will be available for the public to view on our city website as well as our city secretary office. That is the presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis. Direction from the council.
Do you need a motion?
Yes, we need a
No,
motion.
sir.
No,
No?
What it says here, staff and city manager recommend approval. How can we not approve it?
you can accept it, but it hasn't been finalized, so it can be approved.
Mayor, I move for accepting this.
We're accepting the presentation.
Yes.
And we can still have a discussion after we
Yeah.
accept it?
Yes.
Yes.
I just have a question.
We have a motion, you second,
Yes.
then you can, you have the floor for the question. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Perez,
Yes, ma'am.
as a council, we've been talking about having a full-fledged mental health unit or units
Yes, ma'am.
at the police department
Yes.
or within the police department.
Yes,
Has that been, is that in our budget, and where can I find that?
Yeah, so what the discussions of the chief and I have been where we are looking at training for the police department so it would be on our training for our police department. So we're looking at extending that unit for. See that. This is a general, you might have a general presentation for a summary page, but it is within the general fund police department budget training them. And there is discussions, the chief is proposing to provide me an estimate of if there's additional cost to be added to this, it will be amended. Like I mentioned, it is a preliminary budget. The chief is looking at implementing it for the next fiscal year to have an additional staff for that. So we're looking at it will be within the travel and training budget of the police department. However, it is, I did request from him to increase that. And if there is an amendment that needs to be done, we'll do it prior to us approving it for the next fiscal year. Yes, ma'am.
It will be in place.
Yes, ma'am.
For 21, 22.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Yes.
Could we, at our next workshop, have chief come and present?
Yes.
And then also I'd like to see if, because of our workshop earlier, I know that we have a lot of firefighter personnel that have training in that, in mental health. So I'd like to see what they come up with together to
Sure.
work on calls.
Yes, well, absolutely.
Any other question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The item number 36 is accepted by vote.
Thank you, Mayor.
And call for item number 37. Mr. Perez, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Item 37 is we're setting up the public hearing date for fiscal year 2021-2022 annual budget. The city manager is requesting to set public hearing date for Monday, August the 9th, as required by city charter, section 9.06, notice of public hearing on budget. At the meeting of the city council at which the budget is being submitted, the city council shall fix the time and place of the public hearing on the budget and shall cause to be published in the newspaper as general circulation within the city of Mission, a notice of the hearing setting forth in time and place thereof of at least 10 days before the date of such hearing. The public hearing is to give interested parties the opportunity to be heard. The public hearing date, time, location will be published in the local newspaper. Approval of the public hearing date for fiscal year 2021, annual budget of August the 9th, 2021.
Do I hear a motion for approval?
I'll move to approve on
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second? Second. We have a second, and this is open for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 37 is approved 4-0.
Thank you.
And I'm calling for item number 38. Rocha, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item 38 is authorization to purchase via buy board from Lone Star Furnishings LLC for furniture for a new team department for the library. The purchase is a total of $51,221.23 worth of furniture. It is going to be via buy board contract number 584-19. Again, the furniture will be placed in a new team department. Funds are from grants. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I'm going to approve.
We have a motion on the floor to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
The second, I'm sorry, Mr. Veda. We have a second. Is this open for discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 38 is approved 5-0. And calling for item number 39, Ms. Rocha, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Number 39 is authorization to purchase via sole source letter from CloudLink by Biblioteca for electronic services and library material. This purchase is worth $75,000 worth of electronic materials such as ebooks and e-audiobooks and services from Biblioteca to use on the CloudLink platform. That's the platform that we use for the ebooks for their patrons. This is going to be via sole source letter. The funds are from the County of Hidalgo, who funds our county e-library project. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor and a second. And this I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 39 is approved 5-0, and I'm
Thank
calling
you.
for item number 40. Mr. Avila, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I come before you, Mayor, seeking authorization to purchase a 420-078 backhoe loader from Holcat via buy board, contract number 597-19. And this is for the Public Works Water Distribution Department. This equipment purchases in the amount of $121,850. This unit will be for the Public Works, and it will be replacing a unit that was stolen earlier this year. A claim was filed with TML, and we will be receiving $80,000 for this claim, and the remainder of the expense will be from Public Works, Water Distribution Department. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion and a second to approve item number 40. This I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 40 is approved 5-0, Mr. Avila, and you have item number 41. You have the floor, sir.
Yes, sir. Authorization to pay Dogger Freightliner for repairs for street sweeper number 168. Sir, the street sweepers for Public Works Department, Streets Department. The authorization is to pay Dogger Freightliner in the amount of $26,686 with 3 cents for the completed repairs to the street sweeper unit 168. This sweeper was struck by lightning, causing substantial damage to this unit. A claim was filed with TML, and we have received a total reimbursement of $26,191.47 from them for completed repairs. Staff and city manager recommend approval for the payment of these repairs.
Move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? We have a second. This I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Thank you, sir.
Motion carries. Item number 41 is approved 5-0, and I'm calling for item number 42. Mr. Ras, you have the floor, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. I come before you to present item 42, authorization to engage third-party engineering firm for professional services for design, construction management, inspection, and material testing for the 7 drainage projects, as recommended by City Council at the July 15, 2021 special City Council meeting, to engage a third-party engineering firm to oversee the design, construction management, inspection, and material testing for the following projects: Stewart A, Gabriel, Glasscock, Esperanza, Leandro, Elm, and Tulip. Staff is seeking council direction.
Mayor, I would like to see if this is a perfect time to add more staff to Mr. Terrazas' department. I would like to see, as far as saving money and maybe with all of the extra money, maybe adding another drainage project, if we could hire an in-house engineer to oversee all these projects,
You're talking about full-time engineer, but he already has been approved that.
No, but this is just for these projects.
Okay, so that you're talking about an additional
Because Mr.
full-time.
Terrazas has already been offered another promotion.
Yes,
So we're gonna help him with his department in the engineering
But
department.
my clarification is you want him to have an additional city
It'll be an
engineer
additional city
to
engineer.
supervise, oversee just this project.
Or staff can come up with another title. I don't know if they need to be an engineer or not, but they will be the project coordinator for these types of
project
projects.
manager.
Project manager.
Okay,
My only concern with that I really would like this to be done as soon as possible, and I don't know how long will it take for you.
how long will it take you to advertise for a project manager or hire
I know it took you a
certification?
while to
I can
get
have a
somebody.
job description done by tomorrow, Mayor and Council, and advertise as soon as tomorrow.
So you would take care of the 7 days that need to be advertised, and you hire somebody within the next 10 to 14 days?
Depending on the amount of applicants and also on their credentials, we'll look into that to see if they're qualified for these kind of inspections and overseeing these projects.
Okay,
I kind of feel that it would be difficult for one person to oversee 7 projects, not only in the design phase, but the inspections. And the inspections is very important. I think you have to have a team of engineers, which we do not have. So my suggestion would be to hire a third party. That would be my.
Mayor, mine is a motion.
Oh, was it a motion? Oh, okay.
Okay. If you have a motion, use the motion, and then I need a second to,
I'll second it.
we have a second on the, go ahead and continue. Mr.
Yes, so my comment was that I feel like we have to have not just one engineer, but a team of engineers to oversee the construction management and the testing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
everything
Mr.
that's
Mr.
involved.
Teras is an engineer, and he's hiring another engineer and now a project manager, so I think that would be a pretty good team to do what you're asking for, Mr. Garza, but go ahead and continue.
Well, this is very important to our city and our residents. I think if we had to, if we surveyed our residents right now, their main concern is drainage. That's their biggest concern right now. People are being flooded time and time again, and they're needing help. And I think that any delay is an injustice. And I think we need to get these projects going and in place for the benefit of our residents.
Do
So
you
correct
think
me if
you
I'm wrong,
Hold on. Carrella, you
We,
have the floor.
we can get a job description of what you're gonna turn in tomorrow.
Yes, sir, I can do that.
Okay. And I mean, it is gonna estimated cost of 1.5 million, so I would rather get a staff or get someone to manage the project, and you can oversee it, and I feel confident we could get this done quickly.
Well, maybe it's not just one person.
I was just gonna say maybe several, no?
We need to hire several. We need to hire a team.
At least
Yeah.
two.
So
Yes.
let's hire two. I mean, I think
So
that we'll
we-
still save money.
Hire three.
We'll still save money, yes.
Well,
that's correct.
And,
Can we
and,
hire three?
and
Hold
So,
on, hold on.
Mayor, if I
Let
can
me
have
get the council first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So right now on the City of Mission website, you have one full-time engineer.
Correct, ma'am.
On staff already, on staff right now? No, that's not to replace. That was one that we approved a while back.
yes,
Correct. That
So
is
one full-time engineer. Then we have someone currently here that's your, what's his title?
EIT.
correct. 18, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Evo
And
Bocanera.
then, since you just got a promotion, we're gonna advertise for your job. And then this project manager, if you all feel we need somebody else, I don't know what the
So we would need a city manager to replace JP.
city engineer.
city engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Perez, for clarifying it.
He's paying attention.
Okay, for our city engineer, sorry. And then two other engineers, all a PE, two PEs, and
At
another.
least one PE and a project manager.
I would rather see two PEs.
Okay.
Two PEs. And what do you mean by
What-
project manager?
Doesn't have to be an engineer,
What we,
just
If I'm-
project manager certification.
Let me give the floor to Mr. Perez. Mr.
Yeah.
Perez.
yes, sir. So we are, the plan is to hire two engineers or professional engineers. One would be a project manager. And so we would hire an engineer to be a project manager along with the rest of the staff to,
Two PEs.
yes.
Three.
Well-
with,
Well, we
Two
can't-
additional.
You can, but not really.
It's under his department, so.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a lot on his plate.
But you'll train them. You'll
Yes,
help
How
them each
many-
other.
I will train them.
How many are we gonna give for this project to supervise the 7 projects? How many do you need? I really would like to make sure to be fair with our citizens, to have enough staff, because when we do not delay the problem because we are short-staffed. So this is the time for you to request what you need. I mean, I don't think you'll be saving $1.1 million. I mean, I wish it's true, but I mean, you do need to get the right number of people. This project is an urgency. We need to make sure we take care of the citizens. So I really don't want to be short-handed and delay the project for the engineers, because sometimes if we do not go and supervise on time, it's going to delay them. It's going to put them behind. And we require it that if they don't finish within the period of time, they're going to pay for liquidated damages, correct?
That is correct.
So I just want to make sure that we have enough staff.
Mayor,
Yes, so
if I could. make a
Well, let
comment.
Mr. Plata finish his comment. first.
Because the other one, like Councilwoman Jessica was saying, how many, so we're gonna be advertising for how many total?
So, two additional
Two.
PEs.
I think we need more than that.
And probably an inspector to be out on the field 100%.
So you're only gonna have how many for these 7 projects?
In a total of 3, additional 3 positions. So 2 professional engineers and 1 inspector.
Sir, and also we do have supervisory staff in our Public Works Department that assists with the construction management as well. That currently, and JP himself also is involved in that process itself. So it's not necessarily just those 2 individuals, but we will have a team designated for that. Together we're going to work together to do the construction management portion of it based on the 2 additional hires.
So do we already have an ad on the paper for what we need right now?
One engineer.
Oh,
yes.
yes, with the inspector.
Just one?
There's the EIT that was.
When did we approve that one?
Long time ago.
Couple months.
So how can we barely put it on the paper?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't want to make sure we go to the same thing. I think we approved this one for how long ago?
Sir, and if I may, we advertised as soon as it was approved. However, we're looking at being selective on the applicants, and therefore it wasn't just now advertised. It's been advertised in our website as well as.
So I wonder how can we find somebody?
Wait, no, there hasn't been enough. Okay, so right now we're actually actively soliciting for 1 engineer.
Yes, we advertise as an engineering training, an EIT.
So, an EIT.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how long was that? When was it posted?
I need to check the date. Is Noemi, are you on? I need to check the exact date, ma'am.
Has it been 4 weeks? Has it been 6
You know
weeks?
when was it posted?
It's been 4 weeks, probably 3 weeks,
4 weeks?
3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Here we are, we're waiting.
Any applicants?
Yes, we do have a couple of applicants. The last time I checked, this was last week or the previous week. There were some couple that
Had they been
that had the
interviewed?
experience too.
Well, I think we need to reevaluate the job descriptions and the pay, because, and the way we advertise, because there's a lot of people that have got their engineering degrees that probably would love to work with the city of Mission, but it's where do we advertise and how do we get
So
people
right
from?
now it's advertised as a minimum of 3 years of experience under the EIT license. And also it's depending on qualifications, what kind of experience they have, and also what knowledge they provide. That's how we base their salaries.
Well,
And-
from what I see, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. So with going out, oh, go ahead.
No, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. it's fine.
Go ahead, Mrs. Blair.
If we went out for an engineering company to get this, it would have been like 6% of the total cost of all the projects was 50 million. So I estimate about 900,000. So what I'm saying is that we have that to either get you the staff or get you whatever you need, you tell us. And then whatever's remaining, I was thinking in my mind, we can help another territory with drainage. That's why I wanted this, because we
That's a
can
good
help you
idea, ma'am,
alleviate
and-
your strain, plus help our community. I'm saying it's 900,000. I don't know how much it would
Yes,
really be.
Okay,
and
but my
we won't.
question- but My question
Hold on.
is,
Discuss, you have the floor.
thank you. The question is, so, okay, yes, it is 6%, that's also negotiable. But what other services are included in that? Is that part of the testing? Is testing included? So.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
The inspection, the testing, and
So we're
the
not, we're
managing.
getting other services other than just an engineer, is what I'm trying to bring across. Because yes, we might hire 2 or 3 engineers that we need, but we still have to pay for the testing.
But
And-
those
currently
testings
have
are already in
a
the project, right?
lab under contract, Millennium
No.
Engineering and
Those testings are already in the project, right? In the project cost,
Or they're gonna
No.
estimate.
construction cost.
it will be included in the construction management testing and inspecting.
That's
Yes.
not the question. The question is it currently
No,
in the construction cost that, when we awarded it to the engineer, the testing part?
no, it's
That we awarded the design? No. It's not in the design.
just the designs.
So we're not necessarily saving the 900,000 and then spending $300,000 on three engineers.
because we're also having
So-
to
So I'm
incur.
estimating just on the inspecting, I'm sorry, on the testing itself, probably like 3% of the
3%.
total cost.
So that's a cost to us
And probably
anyway.
another 4%
But it's
for
already in
the
the budget,
managing
right?
and inspecting.
Those 3% are already in the budget, right? When you projected the project.
It's already included in the whole estimate that was prepared by
That's
Tetsi.
what I was asking.
It is included, yes.
It's included in the whole estimate already,
Yes,
so.
but
so
it's not on the
not-
design of-
Not additional to the 6% that Ms. Ortega was talking about.
No, sir.
So it's not like we're gonna
It's
save
already included in-
$1,500,000.
Well, we can add that CEI to the 7
Yes.
engineers
It's
individually.
Huh?
We can
only
add
at
the
$1.5
CEI
million for all these 7 projects to
Yeah.
get
The
managed.
construction
and
management.
tested, yes.
CMI.
with
So you can hire
whatever
about
it
10
is.
people with that.
CMI or whatever.
Pay by
More than
itself.
that,
We get the point across.
Um,
can you
Yeah,
do
so this
that
stuff will
or
pay
the-
by itself and also.
Yeah,
you
like
will have
what he
it
just
for
talked
future
about, 3%
projects.
for lab testing and whatever.
There's some projects where we're gonna be saving money, but when you have so much water inside your house, I think you really, I mean, it doesn't have a price.
That's why we give it to
Especially
the,
since you replaced it at
So,
least 3
so the
times in
urgency
the last
right
2
now is
years.
the design, not so much for the construction management and testing. It's gonna take about 6 months to these projects to get designed. So we have time to hire someone for the construction management, testing and inspecting.
Wouldn't we want them on board at the design phase?
Well, if we were to approve the motion, I think that he would move as fast as he can to capture those employees, right? Am I correct?
But,
Correct,
okay,
yeah.
my point to that, Mayor, is that we have, it's been 4 weeks since we posted for an EIT, and we're still not even ready for interviews. And so here we're gonna go and we're gonna, flood the request and ask for 2 engineers and
Well, I'm sure if we advertise at the right price, we get a lot of applicants. So.
I can call 2 people right now when I get out of this meeting, and they'll come apply tomorrow.
And what we'll do is, I mean, we need to look at the competitive salaries throughout our neighboring entities to be competitive in that. And that's for the most part attracts employees, because if the salaries is correct, so we can definitely do that to be competitive with our neighboring entities.
I am a firm believer that you get what you pay for.
JP, just out of curiosity, why wasn't this line item put at the very beginning of when we chose the 7 projects? I think that we did this a little backwards.
Yeah.
Because if this is what staff wanted from the beginning, I think that would have alleviated what we're going through right now. And then also my second comment is the construction management project of it. Maybe it's something that we need to discuss, like Mr. Vela was saying over there, in reference to adding that scope of service to what the 7 bids already have. So that each one of them can help your staff by having
So-
somebody do that part of the project.
Are you talking
So in
about the
my-
testing?
Yeah,
So in my
because how much
in
is
my
that?
experience and in
Uh-huh.
my recommendation, I wasn't planning to go for a third-party engineering to review the design. I was hoping to get this engineer
Okay.
to help me through the design stage to review and also to get together with all these firms and work with a scope service and also for a fee, because these projects, every single project is different. One project has outfalls, one project has detention ponds, one project has showing the trunk line to go in the middle of the roadway, the other one shows on the right of way. So it's gonna be very different for every single project. So that's why I wanted to, I mean, I'm gonna get very involved in this on the design to make sure we get also an H&H model and a hydraulics to make sure that this firm runs their own hydraulics, not to look at Tetsi's report and get it from there. No, they need to run their own hydraulics and their own HECRAS geopack, run those programs to make sure that what is proposing is adequate for the drainage situations that we have in the city of Mission.
I want to commend you for that. The only thing I said with your new promotion, you're not only going to be overseeing the engineering department, and I really don't care what way we go. I just want to make sure that these projects don't hold back because of our staff, because of this. I mean, you know, I'm a little bit in business, and I hope that we save about $1.5 million. I hope so. And I would like to see the numbers, because also I believe in passing liability to other individuals.
But we don't want to save just for the sake of saving, you know, we don't want to cross.
That's why, I mean,
You know,
to
we
me, it's
don't
not
wanna
the savings, it's just, to me,
Cut services just to save, you know, we need to solve the flooding problem in Mission.
so that's why when you say that you only need one or two, I would just want to make sure that you get enough staff to go to oversee this, because, I mean, it's a big liability for us. Our staff, this is gonna be supervising somebody else's work. And
And
So
next year, when we start working the other projects, we still got over 50, what is it, over 30 more projects in the TETC report.
That is correct, Mayor. It's approximately 70 projects throughout the
Yeah,
report.
so we're still gonna be moving forward with those, so staff is going to need to not only be on top of that, but on top of the new ones that are coming around. Also.
And just as a note, I think that maybe yourself and Noemi might maybe visit UTRGV or some other universities throughout Texas, or call at least to try to get some students from over there to come to Mission. Mission's a great place to work, and I'm sure bringing new innovative minds to come and work here. It's what we need. We just need to be more proactive in getting the right person here.
Yes, and also our intention is to advertise as well on our TML website, which is at the state level.
just keep us posted,
Can we give
please.
you like a deadline? If you don't have somebody in 30 days, then we need to move on to something else, because we can't wait.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So make sure you email us the job description by tomorrow, by what time? 10 o'clock in the morning? Can you have it?
How do I identify?
Well,
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the description. I'm talking about,
The actual person,
the team be in the office
yeah, the
in
actual
30
person.
days.
Yes, we'll
Or less.
definitely work on that.
Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, we can work on that. No problem.
You got our emails, right?
Okay, let's see if we can clean up the motion. The motion
Yes.
was for one person,
Not
Ms.
one person, right?
Ms. Ortega, do you want to amend that motion?
Yes, I'd like
Whatever's supposed be.
to.
Or do you want to pull your motion and come up with a new motion? But before you pull your motion, I gotta pull the second one. Are you willing to pull your second?
Yes, I'm willing to pull it.
We have a second now. Now you want to pull your motion out? So you can restate it? Just tell
I'll
me yes.
rescind my motion, and I'm going to make a new motion that, under the direction of Mr. Perez and yourself, Mr. Terrazas, that you find a team adequate, whether it be 2 or 3, to help in the project management of this project with the 7 drainage projects that we have.
Do I hear a second?
Within 30 days. Within 30 days. Or less, you said tomorrow. Just kidding.
No,
Within 30 days.
is,
That's just for the
30
job
days, we
That's
we
just
have
a
to meet
description.
advertisement requirements and so
know.
forth. So, do I
Second.
hear a second?
Yes.
On the final discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
No.
Motion carries. It passes 4-1. Am I correct? 4-1, item number 42. Calling for item number 43, Mr. Terrazas, you have
Sir,
the floor.
There's no action on this item.
So we have no action, so I'm calling for item number 44. Ms. Vela, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Item number 44 is the approval of the attached budget amendments. We have 3. In general fund, we have $131,687 in revenues and expenditures to allocate the funding from the Hidalgo County and federal rebate credits for library department purchases of equipment and library materials as presented in items 38 and 39. In utility fund, we have $22,259 in expenditures to allocate funding for personnel adjustments for the remainder of the current fiscal year. And in MEDC fund, we have $143,775 in expenditures to allocate funding for 2 incentive projects and additional funding for Texas Citrus Fiesta as approved by MEDC board. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I'm going to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. In this, I open it for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 44 is approved. Item number 45 is called for. And Mr. Pettit, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Item 45 is a discussion of possible action on modifying COVID-19 City of Mission guidelines. This is the opportunity for the city council to make any modifications to our existing guidelines.
I have a few, if you don't mind, unless you have some already.
Yes, sir. Well, go ahead, sir.
I would like, obviously, the last city council meeting, I made it a point that the variant, Delta variant was in the valley, and that COVID-19 are getting more and more. It's my understanding that we've increased the last 7 days by at least 50% of amount of COVID-19. We're seeing the lines back into the COVID-19 testing. You know, we're getting. I had a friend of mine's individual that passed at the age of 27. You know, and then related to COVID-19. So it's here. So I would like to recommend that in all city facilities not to let more than 3 individuals at one time. We follow the social effective Monday of next week. Follow the social distancing and all the other CDC guidelines that are necessary. They must be masked while they're inside the city facility. The citizen must be masked, you know, and staff must be masked also when they make contact with the citizen, you know, and because right now the number one thing is that masking is the best the best self-protection for all the COVID-19 variants that are out there at this time. And so I was going to ask the council to approve that as far as that is concerned, and begin to see how that comes out and reevaluated in the next city council meeting when we come back. But go ahead, and you have other recommendations. Go ahead.
Can you add to your recommendations for vaccination? Because our rate isn't all that.
Yes, we need to advertise more, and I don't know what percentage of city employees are vaccinated. I'm not in the position to say that in order for you to work in the city of Mission, you must be vaccinated. But it's prudent that you protect yourself from the citizen, because you don't know what citizen or who's coming into the facilities that we serve. You know, so it's prudent that we recommend to all our staff members to get vaccinated. Vaccinations are available. We had children also that we're having. I'm hearing more and more of children being in the hospital, children passing, you know, newly infants in Austin. In Austin, you know, the mother delivering has COVID-19, and the child has COVID-19 after birth. You know, things like that are research that we had before, then wasn't included in it. So something's happening out there in the community. Something's happening with the virus. That I think even the scientists are very puzzled with it. You know, as far as that is concerned. So we need to begin to reverse and start being more cautious with our staff, to save our staff. You know, and protect our staff. I don't know if we have any staff members that have COVID-19. You know, and if we do, we need to activate those CDC guidelines that we said before. Let's put them back into practice. And do we still have the Emergency Operations Center operating?
We do.
For COVID-19.
We do have.
Do we have the
number,
Emergency Operations Center?
Yeah, the number is answered by an employee.
But we still have the Emergency Operations Center activated, and not activated immediately. You know,
yes.
Council, any other guidelines before I ask Randy? Any other ones you want to add, Ms. Council?
No, that's just
Mr. Vela, you
encourage vaccination.
Just to encourage vaccination as much as we can.
Just to encourage the vaccination. Mr. Ortega, you have anything?
No, thank you.
Mr. Okay, Mr. Perez, now you have.
Yes, sir. I was going to mention that we did initiate back some of the COVID-19 guidelines that we had before. Of course, we put out flyers and educate our staff of not reporting to work if they're experiencing any type of symptoms or feel ill. We implemented at no time there should be more than 10 employees at our break room for the lunch area. of course, the practicing social distancing and the washing of the hands, and to keep our area
That
sanitized.
applies to all city facilities.
Yes, sir, that's correct. And we are still currently sanitizing our facilities daily. And of course, if there is any type of positive, there will be sanitized as soon as possible after we get notification of that as well.
How
Of
about hand
course,
sanitizers? Do we still have them available and
yes, sir,
full, because some of them, you hit it and
yes.
nothing comes out.
Yes, we do have plenty of hand sanitizers available. We will check with our risk management to make sure that every department has them available. Of course, we're also recommending that employees wear their facial covering. Again, we're also trying to limit employees from, we set up drop boxes in each department to be able to limit the interaction as well for our employees to not have as much contact. And then, of course, we are asking still to report all travel for our employees to make sure that they don't need to be quarantined or so forth. And of course, looking at the protocol guidelines that we had in place. So we will continue doing that. That's all I have right now, sir.
Can we entertain a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any final discussion by the council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Recommendation for implementation is approved 5-0 for item number 45. And we have no unfinished business, so I'm calling the routine business. Mr. Pettis, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. A couple of announcements and comments. We did host a community roundup, part of our beautification program here in the city to keep Mission clean. On July the 17th, there was a huge success. We had very, very positive feedback and response for our community. We were able to collect 27 tons of debris, approximately about 400 tires off their streets in that short period of time. And so staff is preparing for additional events like that. Also to do an actual, like a trash bash, to have volunteers go through our city streets and help clean our city streets. So we're definitely planning more events like that. It was a big success. Also, on Friday of last week, July 23rd, we partnered up with the Mission Police Department, Mission Crime Stoppers, and Driscoll Health for the free school giveaway. They distributed 1,000 backpacks to the students. Also they partnered up with the Hidalgo County for a drive-through vaccination, vaccinated approximately about 80 to 90 individuals in that short period of time. So also I want to announce on Wednesday, July 28th at 9 a.m. we will have a street dedication for Mr. Guerrero. The family has selected the corner of First Street and Mayberry, and that will be on Wednesday, the 28th at 9 a.m. Also like to announce Thursday, July 29th, we're hoping to have a movie night at the Mission Event Center at 7:30 p.m. Weather permitted. Weather hasn't permitted us to have a movie night, so weather permitted. Also, Texas de Fiesta will be having a car show July 31st at the Mission Event Center from 3 to 8. And also, just want to announce that we are still continuing to mosquito spray throughout our city, especially with the most recent rains that we received. That's continuing spraying throughout, and of course, we spray at night. Any and all requests can be also submitted through our 301 app. Also, sir, just I do want to take this time and opportunity to announce, and if I can have Mr.
JP.
So as you all know, City of Mission is
his family.
Yes,
with you? Have him come up. Bring your family with you. We believe in the family unit.
Is that your mother?
Is it your, well, have her come over also.
Tienes que querer la suegra.
Pásale para frente, por favor, para que lo mire la gente de la ciudad de Mission. Because you all are live right now, just to let you know. You know, and so we're very proud of the
Yes, sir. Thank
announcement
you.
Mr. Perez is going to
So as you all have noticed and experienced, the city of Mission is growing. And, Mr. J.P. Terrazas has been a deputy assistant for a couple years now that undertook several departments under him as a growth plan that we initiated here at the city of Mission. And so I would like to take this opportunity to announce the promotion of Mr. J.P. Terrazas to Assistant City Manager, as the city of Mission will have 3 assistants to help coordinate all the projects that we have. The city of Mission has a lot of potential for growth, and so he'll be very instrumental in that part of the executive team. And I'd like to give Mr. J.P. Terrazas, of course, congratulate him for being part of the team. He will be very instrumental in our department. And again, congratulate him and his family for this promotion.
The chair recognizes Mr. Terrazas. You have the mic.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. It's an honor to serve the city of Mission. And I want to thank Mr. Randy Perez for recognizing my hard work and dedication, and for finding me trustworthy for this position. And I assure you, Mr. Perez, that I work extra hard to maintain it. Also, I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, and City Council for the support, and continue to grow under your leadership. My career has expanded a lot since I started working with the City of Mission. I've been involved in a lot of different departments, just to mention a few: public works, planning, facilities, development. So that has helped a lot in my development as a professional engineer. And I want to thank you, and also want to thank my wife for being so supportive, and also for understanding that this position takes away a lot from family time, that it's a lot of sacrifice, and that she's been receptive to this. And as you all know, we attend to emergencies in the middle of the night. And I want to thank my wife for her support, and for her continue believing in me and pushing me to achieve my goals. Thank you, Mayor, again, and thank you, Mr. Perez, for the trust in me, and I will continue to work hard to maintain it. Thank you so much.
We are proud of you.
Want to take a picture up front?
Congratulations.
Everyone look over here. Three, two, one. One time. 3, 2, 1.
That concludes your comment?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
On the mayor's side, I do want to let you all know that we do have a delegation of people from Mazatlan that are going to be here Wednesday and Thursday, all day, Wednesday and all day Thursday. They're coming to scout the city of Mission and the Rio Grande Valley for possible investments and collaboration as part of the sister city. It is not a sister city function this Wednesday and Thursday. It's more a kind of a tour guide and getting to know. We also have confirmed for September the signing on the United States side.
Do you have?
September 24th, 25th, and 26th, the formal signing of the American side to become a full sister city. You have to sign in their country as well as in our country. It's a new rules, new policies that the sister city, which Mr. Plata is our representative for that association. You know, and as far as, and we thank you for your service, Mr. Plata, for that the wonderful thing of creating that concept of collaboration and exchange of culture, exchange of economic development, exchange of just people coming in and joining us as far as that is concerned. I do want to let the public know that for the office of the mayor, as well as I'm hoping I'm speaking for the council, and that is that we do highly recommend vaccination as far as that for self-protection, and not only self-protection, but for protection of the other human beings that are around you, and the human beings that you don't see, or the human beings that you indirectly or directly make contact with on a daily basis. It is in the best interest that for every human being to vaccinate, you know, as far as that is concerned. So it is we're still in a pandemic. You know, we're still in a pandemic. We have not notified anybody, generally speaking, that we're out of the pandemic. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Mr. Ortega. You have the first council comments. Go ahead.
No comments, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Blatter?
No comments, Mayor. Thank you.
Ms. Garza?
No, Mayor, I just echo your comments on the encouraging the vaccination. So,
No comment.
Yes, no comment. Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn since we don't have any executive session.
I move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Mayor, can we just take a picture with it?